I'm calling this one our Deep Blue Fantasy Resin tutorial in our Crystal Edge round mold. For this I mixed up 7 ounces of Art Pro Resin, which is a medium viscosity resin, and I took Liquitex acrylic ink and Prussian blue and put 8 drops in 1.69 ounces of resin. And then I took Liquitex acrylic ink and Prism violet, and I have 6 drops in 1.52 ounces of resin. Then I have Let's Resin Ocean White Pigment Paste, 2 drops in 1.35 ounces of resin. And I have about 2.33 ounces left for a push, and I put 3 drops of Quinacridone Magenta, also an acrylic ink by Liquitex. And then I have some crushed glass and iridescent glass beads for the center. I did this as a mixture from, I waited until my resin was about 32 degrees Celsius before I started pouring. I was trying to do a dolly flower pour. This is a recipe from years ago by Resin Art by Lillian, I believe. I took her recipe, but I took the ingredients from my colorful bubbles, but I changed it. The colorful bubbles required a clear push on the bottom, which I just mixed into the Prussian blue and the violet and the push. And really, I should not be doing calculations with math because I think this came out way too inky looking, but it did work out in the end. Not like it was supposed to, but it's okay. That's why I'm calling it the Deep Blue Fantasy. Here I'm just using a little bit of the push to keep the color from going in the center, even though it's still going into the center. This was a lot of resin, 1.69 ounces for that Prussian blue. Then I'm just taking the violet, and it should have been inside the blue, but since it had already closed up so much, I kind of just did it on top of the Prussian blue color. This recipe for the dolly flower is supposed to give big cells, and as you'll see, there are no big cells. And there I'm just putting a little bit more of the push to the center. I had no idea if this would work. This does not call for a piping bag, but as we know, I'm so messy piping circles, and even with the bag, I'm messy. This called for piping from outside to in twice, and then I'm going to draw like a flower pattern, which should have created the large cells, but it didn't. This isn't a flower bloom, but I'm pouring the white like a flower bloom, and I'm going to pull through petals like a flower bloom, but has nothing to do with a flower bloom. So there I'm just circling around the white till it's gone. That was only 2 drops of the Let's Resin pigment paste in 1.35 ounces. And there I'm just drawing in the 12 and 6 o'clock, 9 and 3 o'clock type of thing. This resin moves so much. It was looking very pretty, like a flower on the back. And then I'm just pulling from the inside out, not knowing what it was going to do. Like I said, I am not a scientist, and I should probably not be creating my own recipes here because I do think this was a little ink heavy. I probably could have used half the amount of drops, like 8 drops and 6 drops, but this mold does take a lot. I only mixed up 7 ounces, and this mold holds up to 10 or 10.5 ounces of resin. And there I just put the rest of the clear push to the center, and I'm putting the glass and crushed iridescent beads, crushed glass and iridescent beads, and a little bit of glitter. And there's just some closing up. Still looks like a flower on the back. And then it's just closing up a little bit more. And like I said, love the back. All my backs turn out so brilliantly. If only it looked like that on the front. The blue looks gorgeous. We lost the Prism purple, but the magenta's still there. While not a dolly flower, I think it still turned out pretty.